Properties of parallelograms. Will you move to your left, please? All right, let's start off with the definition of a parallelogram. Is a quadrilateral. With two pairs of parallel and congruent sides. We're going to write all these rules down in just a second. But in this parallelogram, ABCD, here's what you're going to be talking about or working with today. Okay? The segment BC is parallel to AD. On the left side, AB is parallel to the right side, which is CD. The left side is also congruent to the right side, and the top piece is congruent to the bottom piece. All right, so again, we're going to write this down in a second, but that's opposite sides are congruent. Opposite angles are congruent. All right, so let's start these rules off with if a quadrilateral is a parallelogram. All right, so after that, we got 4 rules to follow. Opposite sides are congruent. Opposite angles are congruent. Consecutive angles are supplementary. And diagonals bisect each other. Those are the 4 rules about parallelograms that you'll need to remember. So here's a couple of problems that look like the ones you'll have today. where you apply those rules. So on the top of page 405, you've got a parallelogram. ABCD. You're told that BC is 5x plus 19 and AD is 7x. Angle A is 10y minus 1 and angle B is 6y plus 5. You're asked to find AD and the measure of angle B. All right, so if you have to find the measure or the distance from A to D, then you need to know what x is equal to. All right, and A to D is congruent to B to C. So 7x is equal to 5x plus 19. And you can subtract 5x from each side. So 2x equals 19. And divide by 2. So your x in this case equals 9.5. If x is equal to 9.5, then you can substitute. So this segment would be 7 times 9.5. And what's 7 times 9.5?
66.5.
All right, 66 and a half. There's your distance from A to D. A to D. Second part of the question is to find the measure of angle B. Consecutive angles are supplementary. And supplementary means that they sum 180. So 6y plus 5 plus 10y minus 1 is equal to 180. If you combine your like terms on the left side, you're going to get 16y plus 4 equals 180. And you can subtract 4 from each side. So 16y equals 176, and divide each side by 16. So in this case, y is equal to 11. And if you need to find the measure of angle B, well then you could take 6 times 11, and you could add 5 to it. So that's 66 plus 5? 71 degrees. Fair enough? All right, so that covered opposite sides are congruent. That covered consecutive angles are supplementary. If you look at the check it out just below example 2, and you got parallelogram EFGH. And this problem has the diagonals in it. And the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So these vertices are E, F, G, and H. And they intersect at point J right here in the middle. The rest of the information, E to J is 3W. And J to G is W plus 8. F to J is 4Z minus 9. And J to H is 2Z. you're asked to find J to G and F to H. So J to G first, that's this piece right here from the middle to G. And if diagonals bisect each other, then E to J is congruent to J to G. So 3W equals W plus 8. And you can subtract W from each side. So 2W equals 8, and divide by 2. W is equal to 4. If W is equal to 4 and you need J to G, then substitute a 4 for the W. And what's 4 plus 8?
12.
That's 12, so that piece is 12. J to G is 12. Second part of the problem asks you to find F to H. And again, that's the other diagonal in this diagram. And since diagonals bisect each other, FJ is congruent to JH. So 4Z minus 9 is equal to 2Z. You can subtract 4Z from each side. And negative 9 equals negative 2Z. And divide both sides by negative 2. So 4.5 is equal to Z. If 4.5 equals Z, you can substitute it. What's 2 times 4.5? 9. And what's, if you take 4 times 4.5, that's going to be 18 minus 9 would be another 9. So they're looking for, or they asked you for, the distance from F to H. So that would be 18. Those are the 4 properties of parallelograms that you'll need to know for this week. Does anybody have a question? Your assignment starts on page 407, and you got 9 through 12, 21 through 24, and then over on the next page, 408, 32 through 40. Be sure that you check headline for homework. This semester, homework assignments will close on Fridays. Homework assignments close on Fridays. So do them when they're assigned. If you're not in class, go on Edline and get the notes. You can get the book. It's online. It's on Launchpad. You can complete the assignment. And then you can do the Edline homeworks. You don't have to come to this class to do the work. Okay? You cannot be in this class and you can still complete all the work. Because the notes are on YouTube and Edline. The assignments will be posted now under contents. It'll say assignments. And at the end of each week, I'll post all the assignments. All right? But typically, your assignment is at the end of the notes. And if you miss, text somebody from class and ask them what the assignment was. So the notes are available outside of class. The homeworks are available outside of class. The study guide is on Edline every Thursday. And your quiz makeup is on Edline at the end of every week. Any questions?